Hello.
Hey,
Josh is a ghostly silhouette today due to the lighting, or I don't know if that's probably not the right word or way to describe it, but
it's a ghostly visage.
until we reach a billion views,
Mm,
the video production is not going to
mm,
improve. So
mm, mm, mm.
keep watching. All right, let's go through our not so great picks from last week.
Oh goodness,
We
yeah,
didn't do, I mean, week one, right? Like you give out 3 picks or five
yeah.
picks, like 3 and 2 or 2 and 1 is like a banner day, and 1 and 2 and 2 and 3 is
Mm,
like really bad, like in a long run if that was your percentage. But so 1 week we each won one, at least one. We each lost a
yeah.
couple, at least. It is what it is. So let's go back through it really quick, and then we'll get into next week, week two. Tomorrow there's a game already.
Mm.
Okay. Josh liked the, or wait, what do we got here? Yeah, you liked the Eagles.
I did.
And they won but didn't cover. So the
Yeah.
line was 8.5. So that was, you had 2 stars on that.
I did.
So I had the Bucks minus 2.5. They pulled it out at the end, and then Koo missed a field goal to send it to overtime. So I don't know. I sort of lucked out on that. But in a way, it's like, who do you trust in a close game, Baker or Penix? And Baker came through. So I don't know. I wouldn't call it like super lucky, but they were losing with 2 minutes to go. All right. Panthers at the Jaguars. They had the whole lightning delay or weather delay for like an hour. I don't know. The Panthers got blown out. So that was not the right pick. I did not see any of the game. I wish I would have, just to see like, how it played out. I'm definitely surprised. I mean, not that the Panthers are great or anything, but I'm just surprised the Jags kind of let it throughout and covered easily.
You would have thought that would have been a much closer game because I think the thinking was going into that they were very similar teams,
Right.
with very similar pedigrees from a coaching standpoint.
But yeah. Okay, so I got that one wrong. That was 3 stars. I also took the Giants plus 6, and I didn't get to see any of that game either. But Washington, it was close. Like the Giants just couldn't score, and like I saw some rumors just about like Russell Wilson wasn't very good, and people wanted them to move on from him. But I think
he wasn't very good.
I think he's still starting week 2, but who knows? That could change throughout the course of a week.
That's probably, if you were taking bets, the first team you would see a quarterback change with in the season. I think everyone else seems pretty
well. Yeah, after
set.
Daniel Jones played well, so like that one's probably not going to happen soon. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I would say you're probably right.
I can't think of another. Honestly, the closest one would be the Bears. They've got the $10 million man waiting in the wings.
Yeah. And just wait till he comes in and starts playing well, and he's going to get an extension.
Well, right. So there've already been rumors about it. Even before the season started, there were rumors about that.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a bit. All right. So, yeah, the Giants defense played pretty well. I mean, the Commanders scored a lot of points last year. They only had like 14 points, towards the end of the third quarter, I think. And the Giants just literally couldn't score. So I got that one wrong. You got that one right. So you had the Commanders. So you got that one. I got that one wrong. Then you had the Saints, and they missed it by a half point.
They did.
I forget how that played out, if they were covering for most of it or not.
It was a closer game, but then the Cardinals, I think they, let's see, I'm going to pull it up, but it was a closer game. No, not really. It was 17-10 into the halftime, and then they just scored field goals after that. So,
okay.
Not really.
So, I don't know, I guess it was one of those.
Didn't tell you anything about what the Cardinals are, I don't think. Do you know what I mean? Beating the Saints, it's like the Washington, at least you sort of have last year to say, well, they were good. They're coming off an NFC Championship game appearance. They struggled against Washington a little bit, opening weekend jitters. Know anything about the Cards for beating the Saints in week 1? I know just nothing.
Right. I agree. That's the fun of week 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Like, when you start to get more data points, everyone's going to start to have to play better teams, and then like after about 4 weeks of the season, you kind of understand who's actually good and who's not. All right. You had the Seahawks for 1 star. I mean, that was close throughout the game, and then the 49ers ended up pulling it out. They threw
4. Yeah.
They threw a touchdown to the backup tight end. Kittle went down with an injury. I can't remember how many minutes were left, but I think it was like Seahawks led by 3, and or what did they win by 4?
Yeah, they won by 4.
Yeah, Seahawks were up 3. Niners got a touchdown to go up 4, and that's how it ended. So, I mean, I think Darnold had a pretty bad fumble. I've got relatives on the West Coast, and there's, I'm a Vikings fan, so they're like, I see why you guys gave up Darnold, so he must have made a.
I don't know. Like it was, if it's the one I saw the clip of, he was going back to throw the ball, and like there was his lineman was like where you were fighting off a defender, and Darnold just brought his arm back into the defender. And as he was going back to throw, the ball hit the defender, and it came out as he was.
So one of those where, like, the elite quarterbacks might feel it, but
right. So that was
how can you really blame them?
Yeah. It's sort of, the guy was like right there. So should he have had pocket presence and awareness to not try and throw the ball when there's a guy right there? I guess, but that if he doesn't have his history, you're not even talking about that fumble. I don't think. You know what I mean? People brush it off.
Makes sense. Right. So then you had your 3-star pick on the Vikings, and they came back from down 11 in the fourth quarter and got it done. So
the Bears did up.
They did. We'll talk about this probably more later, but just the quarterback situation of that game, right? Williams goes down and scores first possession, right? Looked good. It wasn't like
okay.
Like it's not like the script was perfect. Like there was some off-script plays that they converted. So like the defense was decent, but they still ended up scoring. Williams ran it in from like 10 or 15 yards out. Yeah. So and then the Vikings looked pretty bad on offense for like basically 3 quarters, 2.5 quarters. Yeah. But just like the body language and the like McCarthy versus Williams, like McCarthy played his best when it mattered most, and Williams didn't. And like the post-game press conference, Williams was just like there's no urgency. It's like he's waiting for something good to happen because his talent is there, rather than like McCarthy was constantly there's reports like he's constantly talking to guys like, I feel like it's going to turn around. Like, I think we're going to get him. Like, we're making adjustments. Just seemed like he's doing the right things, and Williams wasn't, but I don't know. Who am I to say?
There's a lot of garbage coming out, like there was garbage around him before he was drafted. There was garbage around him in terms of just like how negative, just a lot of negative press, right? And there's negative press around him now. There's stuff about learning this. It's just, I don't know I don't think he's a very good quarterback. Everybody touted him. I think that was just fucking ridiculous, if I'm being honest. Nobody pointed to any specifics other than just generational talent. That's just such a stupid, idiotic label. I don't see anything that translated to being a professional NFL quarterback. He's not disciplined. He just doesn't, he looks anxious or confused in the pocket, and he makes really stupid decisions. And the flashes that you do see, again, seem to come off of broken or plays or unscripted stuff, which I guess is what he excelled at in college. But that's not what you want to build an offense around in the NFL. So why invest? That's just fucking dumb.
Yeah, you can't. He missed, I think, at least second half 3 throws that were
all in the same drive.
For someone like him. I don't know. It just seems like he's entitled. Like, if I'm the coach, I have a meeting with him, and I say, like, you're like, the motivation, like the drive needs to be there, because like it's more entitlement and less like I'm gonna do everything I can to go get this. And like the fire just doesn't seem there, right? Like I would be pissed off if that just happened in a post-game press conference and he was just like, seemed like he was just kind of like nonchalantly mumbling, like, we'll clean some things up, and I don't know. It just I don't get it.
I don't know. It's just it was a bad marriage. It was a bad mix right from the start. Like say what you will about Justin Fields. I don't know. I felt like they should have traded that pick instead of drafting Williams. Like, not to say that Fields was going to be the answer, but they could have done more with those picks than draft a quarterback they didn't know what to do with.
Yeah. So save this bit because when the Bears end up 12-5 and win two playoff games, then you can say those guys are idiots, and that's just fine.
I will go out on a limb and say if that happens, it's Williams is not the quarterback, and maybe it does. But again, the rumors are coming out of the bye. The Bears have a very early bye. The bye week in week 4 or 5 is that the goal is, or the not goal. The rumors are that if it's like yesterday, that they're going to sit Williams and start Bagent coming out of the bye.
Man, that would be nuts. How about this? If the Bears go 12-5 or better and win 2 playoff games, we'll do the next podcast with no shirts on.
Dude, I'll fucking do it pantsless too. I don't fucking care. That's just never gonna happen. Jesus. God himself is gonna have to come down and play O-line for the Bears if that's gonna happen.
Yeah. All right, enough about that for now. Let's go to week 2. So Josh got his 3-star right. He went 2 and 3. I got my 2-star right, went 1 and 2. Again, if
week 1.
Have a good week this week, then you're over 50%. We'll see. Okay. We got the first bye week's what? Week 5?
4 or 5, I think. Yeah.
So that means we got 16 games this week, next week, maybe week 4, and then byes start kicking in. But let's do this.
Yes.
All right. First game tomorrow. Washington at the Packers.
Good game.
And we should drive up there.
Should just go to Green Bay. Road trip. Possible NFC Championship game matchup, maybe, or playoff matchup potentially.
Both teams looked very solid week 1, so this is. There can be a lot of there's going to be some big dud games Thursday nights or matchups. This obviously is a good one. We'll see who's really legitimate in the NFC. Hopefully after this game, because. I guess the Packers looked better just because the opponent they played was supposedly better. But both teams
looked dominant.
Took care of business, yeah.
Packers did, and Washington didn't. Also, this week's Thursday night game is not on NBC or Peacock. It's on Amazon Prime. So that was dumb.
Really? So they're just flip-flopping or what?
So I think what the NFL did was they were like, the first game of the season is a Sunday night game, even though it was on Thursday. And NBC has the Sunday night game contract. That's fucking stupid. I don't know why they did that. Makes no goddamn sense. But that's what they did. So now Thursday night games are on Amazon Prime. FYI.
Got it. So I can't believe they made Collinsworth and Tirico prepare for 2 games within 3 days. It's going to be so difficult.
I know. It sucks making millions of dollars.
All right. We got Packers hosting the Commanders. I said Packers by 4. I gave them the tick.
Yeah, I didn't. I went with the straight 3, the home game 3. I think it's 3.5.
All right, let's see how it moved. It all depends. So it opened at 2.5, which is very surprising. Yeah, 3.5. So we tie that one.
T. It's a T.
Okay, so Vegas is saying the Commanders are a slightly better team, and then all the sharp bettors apparently are saying they disagree. I don't know. This is one of those, right? It just seems fair, and what do you do with it?
Too early to say.
I guess 3.5. Again, 3.5 is a lot. Yeah. When you first think about it, 3.5 seems like not a lot. It's like, oh yeah, they're the better team. Why can't they win by at least 4? But so many games, it's it's tied, and all you need is a field goal. You're not going for the touchdown, or you might be up by 3 the whole game, but or let's say you're up by 10, and then they get a garbage touchdown, which you don't really care about as the winning team because you're in prevent, and as long as you recover the onside kick, you win, but you win by 3. So I don't know. It's Packers at home, 3.5.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the QB for the Washington, and I like the coach for the Packers. And I think in a close game, when it comes down to it, I'm going to trust the team with the better coach, unless the QB is Tom Brady. And last I checked, he was QBing neither of those teams. So I would take the Packers here. Because again, if it's a close game coming down final seconds, I think LaFleur is a better coach.
Yeah. And so the keys here really are short week turnaround.
Yeah.
You had 6 months to prepare for week 1, and now you have 3 days to prepare for week 2. So who's better at those quick turnarounds? I guess that would be something to look into. I don't really know the answer. Quinn and LaFleur are probably both maybe decent at that, since they've both had longevity in the league. But I'm just trying to think, like, Packers had maybe more of a, I don't know, like Commanders were playing the Giants, right? The Giants were bad last year, so maybe they were more even keel, and the Packers were more kind of jacked up for last week's game. So is the quick turnaround tougher for the Packers as well? I feel like I'm talking myself into the Commanders here, but
I want to take the Commanders for one. I think the Packers are going to win, but in a close game. So I get the Washington here to cover for 1 star.
All right. I think I'm gonna leave it alone. Another thing is, like, Micah Parsons and Daniels. Like, Daniels is pretty mobile. Can he neutralize Parsons coming after him and just kind of get outside the pocket? I don't really know the answer to that, but that's obviously going to be a big storyline. And then I don't know, like, watch the injuries, right? Because a short week, guys are nicked up. It's kind of harder to get back after 3 days than it is after 6. So Josh likes the Commanders a little bit. I nothing for me. All right. Rams at the Titans. I said Rams by 5.
I get the Rams by 4.5.
Opened at 5,
5.5,
and it went up to 5.5. So I get that. Both. I mean, more than 3, less than 7 kind of makes sense. So the Titans were in the game.
Yeah.
We're in the game with the Broncos. The Broncos couldn't do anything. Knicks had a bad game, which is
2
crazy.
interceptions. Yeah.
I mean, the Titans were terrible last year, but somehow their defense played really well on the road week 1. And then, the Broncos still won by 8. So fantasy-wise, real quick, I had Lutz, the Broncos kicker, and they could have kicked a 54-yard field goal to make it 2 scores, which would have put me in great position to, like, win the week. And then they didn't. They went for it on 4th and 8 from, like, midfield, basically, and didn't convert. I didn't see the play, and I'm just like, I'd like those 5 points, please. Can you just not do that? But anyway, obviously, if you have a defense as good as the Broncos against a rookie quarterback on the road, you kind of trust them to not give it up. And if you get that first down, the game's over. So in a way, it makes sense. But did you watch any of that game?
I didn't. No. Yeah. I just heard, like, he didn't have a turnover, right? So he didn't throw any interceptions, didn't accumulate much yardage, didn't rush very much, and was sacked, I think, 6 times. So given that, that was a passing grade in your NFL debut, I feel like.
Yeah.
Kept him in the game.
That defense, yeah. So
well, that was, yeah.
Now you have a home game against the Rams. I don't know, like, the Rams held the Texans to 9. I was just going to say, like, how good is the Rams defense? But
the Texans, they're just a weird team, man. They just don't seem to be able to maximize what CJ Stroud can give them. I don't know. They're a strange team.
Yeah.
I still think they're going to win that division, but that was a weird game.
So normally on a Sunday, I see a lot more of these games, but we had an event going on in the noon hour, so I didn't get to see a lot of the early games. So I didn't see any of that game, but I did see the Texans Rams. That is, I did see some rumors like, what happened to CJ Stroud? So he obviously must have had a bad game. But again, was that him? Was it the Rams defense? Who knows? So Rams 5.5. We're both right, basically on it. It's fair. I don't know. Like I could see the Titans scoring some points and this being one of those, you know, do the Rams win by 3 or do they get it to 7? I don't know. Again, seems fair. I don't really know what to say about that one.
Yeah, I know. I just the Titans are building, and like the only thing I don't know, they're gonna win their first game within the first half of the season. Probably is it going to be this game? I don't think so. I mean, you just hope to see Cam Ward continue to make progress, not throw interceptions, and I think the Rams are the better team and probably playoff bound. So, you know, can they win by a touchdown? Yeah. Can they win by 2 field goals? Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So no strong opinions on that one. Let's move on. We got 14 left.
Yeah.
The battle of the S teams. Seahawks at the Steelers.
Mm.
I said Steelers by 3.5.
I just want Steelers by 3.
I've had that in my head, and then I was like, I think they're gonna give them the tick, but I don't even know what. It is 3.
Almost 3 across.
Opened at 2, went up to 3. You nailed it.
You did.
All right, you nailed it. What do we got?
I mean, again, I just early in the season, I don't think either of these teams' first games told us much about who they are. Well, actually, that's probably not true. I think the Steelers game was a bit of a revelation because Rodgers looked pretty good and put up more than 30 points and had some mobility to him, which I think was one of the other things that there were some questions about. And it's just his arm is just still great. You know, his arm is still great. He can make all the throws you need to throw, and poise and experience matter. And Tomlin's a great coach. They struggled against the Jets, and Justin Fields looked fucking amazing. Sadly, or not sadly for him, it was fun to watch. And then the Seahawks, they lost. You know, you had some Sam Darnold hate come out of that game, and we talked about it earlier. I don't know that was necessarily all on him. It was, you know, the Seahawks are kind of in that game, kind of lost in the last little bit there. I think they're going to be a good team, but the Steelers kind of looked for real. Not quite enough information to give them more than the home 3, you know?
Yeah, that's fair. I guess one of the reasons why maybe I went a little higher, you got the whole, you know, the Seahawks are flying across the country thing.
That's it. Yep.
I bring that up every year. It seems like sometimes it definitely matters and sometimes it absolutely doesn't. So I don't know. I think it's all how well you prepare your team and, you know, get them there, you know, at the right time so that you can prepare and all that sort of thing. But so the Seahawks, they were one stop away from beating the Niners. The Steelers needed a 50-some yard field goal with like 2 minutes left to take the lead on the Jets. So like, I don't know, you give up 30 points to the Jets, like, but you pull out a win. Yeah. Seahawks kind of hold the Niners down. Don't they? Only what was that? 17-13 or
17-9. Yeah, 9. I think it was a low scoring game.
Yeah. So the Seahawks played pretty good defense, held the 49ers down, but couldn't get one more stop. So like either one of those games. 17-13. Okay, so either one of those games, right? Like you know, it's one possession game. I don't know. Like, I think there's a better chance that the Seahawks cover than the Steelers cover, but I don't know by how much. It just seems like, I mean, Rodgers played well, but it seems like just after last year with how inconsistent he was and they were.
Just one game.
Yeah, it's one game. And then at the same time, it's like, okay, Steelers defense didn't play very well. I'm assuming because they give a lot of.
No, I mean neither team's defense played well.
So are they kind of extra motivated now to take care of business at home?
I don't think, and because I was watching that game, I don't, you know, the Steelers, how was he ever even sacked? So I just wonder, as the year goes on and more teams start putting Rodgers' ass on the turf, like how effective he's going to be. That's the knock against these older quarterbacks. They just don't want to get hit anymore. I don't want to get hit anymore. I get it. In my 40s. It sounds like it sucks. So we'll see if that becomes a factor. That was certainly, like, if you listen to Bill Simmons' podcast, that was his biggest critique of Rodgers last year. He just didn't seem to want to get hit anymore. So we'll see. I don't know.
So week 1, it's a little bit easier to play
Yep,
than
that's right.
week whatever.
Yeah, he took
Anything
4
after that.
sacks. So that feels like a lot. But
Yeah. And
Yeah.
what is it? So there's Phil Simms, and then what's his son's name? Is it
Chris.
Chris. Yeah. I don't really care for what he has to say, but I think he was the one that was showing, like, normally Rodgers would have been, like, more mobile Rodgers would have, like, got through here and been able to scramble, and he just can't do that anymore, sort of a thing. So it made sense. Yeah, so I mean, I think he is going to get hit more.
Yeah.
He's going to have to get rid of the ball quickly.
Yeah.
It's 3 points. It's fair. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
No predictions for me so far.
No,
Let's
this
go.
could be a good game. Could be a good game, depending on how good the Jets actually are.
Bills at the Jets. Division
of.
game. I said Bills by 4.5.
I Bills by 7.
I think it's in between, but I don't remember what we're dealing with here.
6.5.
Open at 8.5, came
Dropped.
down to 6.5. So you get that. Josh is up 2-1.
Early days.
The Bills. I say this about a couple teams every year. It seems like it's Ravens, 49ers, Bills that kind of, for some reason, the lines are inflated.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. I mean, the Bills' defense was not good for, well, basically the whole game. They just pulled it out in the end. Well, they did get a stop when they needed it, I guess. They forced a fumble and then got a 3-and-out. But plus they're depleted. I don't know.
Seems like every year.
Yeah, this it seems high, but at the same time, it's like, I mean, it's the Jets. Like, can the Bills beat the Jets by a touchdown? I don't know. I feel like this week I'm just torn. Like, I don't have any.
I mean, your
strong
line,
opinions.
the line 4.5 makes sense for the Jets historically. I think what is challenging this is Fields' performance last week. That's why the line came down to 7. It's 8.5. I don't think anybody expected him to be as good as he looked to be, and it wasn't like it was his passing that was really interesting. And that first touchdown that he threw was completely unexpected. And I was watching the game, and I just remember sort of like, oh, here we go, Aaron Glenn, another defensive coordinator turned head coach. All he knows how to do is run the ball up the middle for 2 yards. And then all of a sudden, and it's boring, and all of a sudden, just fucking Fields unleashes this bomb. 25-yard touchdown pass on fucking point, like on a dime. And it's like, oh, this offense could be really fun. Because Aaron Glenn looks like he's just going to grind you out until he gets somewhere over midfield. And then at any point, he's going to put Fields in a position to launch a touchdown from like 30 yards away. Then that could be fun all year. So I don't know. I don't know if that, again, it was one day, the first week. So I don't know what that means long term. But this could be a competitive game. I think more competitive than we thought. Going into the season.
Yeah, it's just it's tough. Like the Jets scored 30, but can they do that now with a 1 week prep sort of a thing? So again, this is one just wait and see for me. I will say one thing about all these quarterbacks that get drafted high and kind of never really amount to a lot. You'll hear analysts say this, but like it's a lot of it's about fit. Like, can you have the right fit with like complementary pieces and also a coach that can kind of unlock like what it takes to get you to be a good quarterback in the NFL. So like, right, Darnold kind of jumped around for a while, but then he had a really good year with the Vikings. Baker Mayfield was not good, basically. I mean, he did make the playoffs once with the Browns, but then jumped around, and now all of a sudden he's like, what, is he a top 10 quarterback? I mean, I think
he's got to be. And he won that game. He won that playoff game in Cleveland, like, surprisingly. So, I love Baker. Like, and not only top 10, you might be able to make the argument top 5. Well, maybe not top 5. You've got
that's tough, but
Burrow through, Mahomes, but
probably top 5 clutch, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Was he top 7? Like, okay, sorry.
Well, you got Trevor Lawrence. You see what he did at the Panthers?
Is that serious? I couldn't tell. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. So
7 or 8, maybe.
we'll see. Like,
Yeah.
I've always said, I just don't think Fields has it. Like, just
He's not shown it.
doesn't have he can't really be that elite quarterback. But I will say that I don't like root against him.
No.
Like, I think he's a decent person, and like it would be cool if he was really good because he's so dynamic, he's so fast. So I kind of hope like he continues to play well.
I mean, that was his best pro game, I think, by far. I don't think there's any loss, right? And he's won games before, but I don't think he's ever looked better as a QB in that game. That was maybe the most surprising thing of the whole fucking weekend, was how good he looked for
Just
one game,
prancing into the end zone on that touchdown bootleg,
dude.
right?
So that really pissed me off, because he was a second away from that defender fucking just dropping like a load on him, and because the ball was here. Stupid people with the ball, don't ever. Why would you do that? Like, that could have been a huge disaster.
Well,
get your ass in that end zone.
If that dude starts coming after him fast, he knew that he could get.
Yeah, I guess you never know. Like, he slips on the turf, and then what are you gonna do? Just get in the end zone and then do the stupid shit.
Daniel Jones did trip over the 5-yard line.
Fuck, dude.
Or was it the 8-yard line?
He was 30 yards away, and there was no defender 10 yards near him, and all of a sudden he's on the turf. It's like he's moving, and then he's not.
Yeah. We'll get to Danny Jones later. Danny Dimes. Look up the lip sync like AI interview with Daniel Jones. It's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Next game.
Bears at the Lions. Both off a turd burger in week 1. All right. Yeah. I said Lions 7.
How about 7.5?
I think it's like 6 or something.
Makes sense. 5.5. Ooh, 5.5.
Open at 4.5, went up to 5.5.
I guess. I guess the Bears did put up 24 points, so 17 points, because some of that was a defensive touchdown. But
yeah, so okay, the Bears controlled most of the game, and then just everything dried up, and the Vikings came back and scored 21 in the fourth quarter and won. Lions kind of never really were in the game. Packers took the lead. The Lions, I had it on, but we were kind of talking with some friends and whatnot, so I didn't pay attention to a lot of plays, but apparently they made some bad mistakes in crucial situations. That's what Campbell said in the post-game press conference. So week 2, Ben Johnson's gone, Glenn's gone. They clearly were not creative and dynamic on offense. Some of that's probably the Packers defense, but again, week 2, we're going to find out, can they kind of be that creative offensive team where you just never really know what they're going to do and they just keep moving the ball, or are they a little bit broken because they lost maybe the best play caller in the league? And then the Bears, what do they have? Do they have some grit after losing a game they should have won? Do you bounce back, or do you kind of hang your head? I don't know. To me, it seems like the Lions should be able to cover 5.5, but again, I don't know.
They look bad. They just look discombobulated. They look bad. Goff looked bad.
Yeah, I just think Lions off a loss. So the Bears were missing 2 very good defensive backs
and a starting middle linebacker.
Oh, yeah. So, do you know if those guys are going to be out again?
That I don't know. I feel like, I guess I don't care. I think the direction of this team is tied, as is any team, is tied to their quarterback, and we just don't have that right. If Williams is going to be crummy and not make easy passes, then I don't think it matters.
Yeah, I actually wouldn't really be. So this line already jumped a point to 1.5.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if it goes to 7 before it kicks off.
Yeah.
And I like the Lions. The Bears could cover. They could win the game if they play well, but I just didn't really see it. And if you get if JJ McCarthy can come back on you as basically a rookie, I mean, second year, but what are you doing if Goff gets clicking, right? On the road, it's going to be tough. Plus, the Lions, the whole motivation factor, right? Like Ben Johnson's coming back, and I saw something that may have been fake news, but Amon-Ra St. Brown was saying, "Oh yeah, we're booing him when he comes into the building," which almost seems fake. Like, why would you fault him for what he did? But
It was inevitable. He stayed a year longer than he had to.
yeah, I think the Lions are going to have the juice, and 5.5 is just not a lot. I'm going to go Lions for 2 stars.
There you go. Makes sense. I have any more to say.
All right, Giants at the Cowboys. Whoa, a juggernaut.
Mm-hmm.
The Cowboys could actually be interesting. So, Cowboys by 6.5. I said.
I got him by 6. Them boys by 6.
We damn boys. Whole what? It opened at 3 and it went to 6. That is wild movement. All right, we got to do some research here. Giants starting quarterback. Wilson will remain the starting quarterback. That was a day ago. I don't know. Like, why did this jump 3 points? Is there some major injury or so? That seems weird.
It does.
So maybe because we said it just jumped right when we guessed it basically.
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, so
Moving the needle.
you nailed it. Why am I talking? You nailed it.
I think people are going to continue to think the Giants are going to be bad. Certainly, people are going to believe that as long as Russell Wilson is the quarterback. It's hard to say, but I think that's the truth. The Giants looked interesting. Excuse me, the Cowboys looked interesting against the Eagles. Again, first game of the season, literally first game of the season. So I don't know. Again, hard to know what you got there, but Dak Prescott looked good. I think certainly good enough to beat the Giants by 7 points.
And CeeDee Lamb dropped 2 or 3 balls that he should catch.
And he had some other good catches too, but yeah, he did have some ball dropping.
They could have easily won that game. That was Thursday, right? So
Yeah.
Cowboys have the extra
Yes.
time.
Yep.
They were definitely the better team week 1.
Yep.
It's Eberflus versus Russell on the matchup there. The Giants defense played pretty well for most of the game. I mean, just going by kind of holding the Commanders down. The Commanders scored 30 points a lot last year, and they didn't get close to that, I don't think. 6. So division game, usually a little lower. I don't know. Like, I think a lot of people, their gut reaction is going to be yes, the Cowboys can win by 7 because the Giants aren't supposed to be very good this year. Didn't look good in week 1. At least their offense didn't. So I don't know. It's fair enough. We basically both nailed it. What do you think? Any prediction there?
I mean, I think the Cowboys are going to win this game. I think a cover makes a lot of sense. I think the only scenario in which that doesn't happen, I think the Cowboys still probably win, is if that Giants defense comes on and the Cowboys offense is Cowboysy, so not as cohesive as you want it to be, and do they keep it within a field goal, right? Like a low scoring 16-12 type of thing, 15 10, whatever. Under 20 points could be anybody's game, at least as far as the Giants covering, but I very, very limited scenarios where you see the Giants actually winning outright. I just don't see it.
I mean,
I don't see it.
20-7, and then the Giants throw a touchdown to get it to 6 with a minute left or something.
Yeah,
they could be getting blown out and still cover. I don't know. It's fair. I got nothing more on there.
No, let's go next game.
Let's do
kind of a stinker.
Browns at the Ravens. Oh, the Browns play the Ravens tough sometimes.
That's true. And they played the fucking Bengals tough last week, right? No, I don't think many people thought they would do that either. So.
I said Ravens 8. You said Ravens 8. We're both way low, I think.
Yeah, it's like 10, I think. It went double digits, I think. Yeah,
it
11 and a half.
13.
Yeah.
Came down to 11.5. So obviously we tied because we were both. Okay, so a couple things. like I said, it seems like the Browns play the Ravens fairly tough. Like they beat them with Jameis Winston last year. I think that was a home game though. So basically, two schools of thought, in my opinion. The Ravens are very good. One of the best teams,
They
at
looked like
least
the best team in football for 50 minutes last
like
week.
Jim's and Joe's and like execution most of the time. Obviously, they have a history of blowing leads in the fourth quarter.
Stupid mistakes.
And then so the Ravens are absolutely probably 11 and a half points better than the Browns on a given day. But division game, the Browns did look pretty good against the Bengals. I mean, Burrow had, or the Bengals had 7 yards of offense in the second half and won that game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. Can the Browns hold them down and like Flacco can keep it sort of close? I'm assuming he's still starting. 11 and a half can be so much, but this also seems like one of those where it's like, oh, that seems really high, and then the Ravens win by 27 or whatever.
They put up. There's no way the Browns are capable of scoring 40 points, right? But the Ravens could probably score 40 points every week. The Ravens look like the best team in football. I think they're so good that the only people who can beat the Ravens are the fucking Ravens, which is unfortunately something they seem to like to do on a fairly regular basis. I mean, what do you do with that? You're so good, nobody can beat you but you, but you like to beat yourself all the fucking time.
Right. I mean, think about trying to defend the Ravens. So you got Lamar, who can basically scramble out of anything. You got Derrick Henry, who's just an absolute beast.
So good.
I mean,
Battering
Flowers is a very good number one receiver. Mark Andrews is still
decent tight end,
the same as he did a few years ago. Like, I don't know. I don't know how they hold them down. So,
yeah, too much to pick them. But I just don't see the Browns being competitive. This doesn't seem like a Bengals game again, unless the Ravens decide to have a bunch of penalties, which they like to do, right? Most penalized team in the league last year. So yeah, if they've got 150 yards in penalties, maybe the Browns keep it close.
Yeah. Again, you can make a case for either side there. I don't like it one way or another. But at some point, I'm going to like something this week. Niners at the Saints. Kittle, Hammy. Probably 4 weeks, which is great because he's on my fantasy team. Okay, I said Niners by 7 on the road in Nolens.
They went 6.5.
Niners minus 6.5. It opened at 7.5 and it jumped down to 4.5.
Is that just because Kittle's injured? Because the Saints look so good? Like,
okay, you get that one. You're ahead 4-2. Man, what is going on? Purdy's actually questionable too, but I don't know if it's like legitimately questionable or.
I mean, that would do it. The Saints didn't look good. Like the Saints didn't look good. Like nothing about the Saints was like, oh yeah, no, they figured it out. Spencer Rattler's on his way to being this great quarterback. I mean, they scored 13 points against the Cardinals.
So Purdy has a left shoulder and a toe injury. So. I don't know if it's turf toe, but apparently that can be like super painful and like
then you
kind of
plant your foot. Yeah.
Left shoulder, I can't imagine keeping him out, but that's got to be why this jumped down. Like the possibility that Purdy doesn't play or doesn't, isn't 100%.
So low.
Oh, the Saints are so bad though. Like, who's the Niners' backup? Is it Dobbs?
I don't even know.
I think their backup quarterback could probably beat the Saints by 5 on the road. Who is the backup? Mac Jones. So yeah, I think Mac Jones can beat the Saints by 4.5 on the road.
Yeah.
Here's that whole Niners traveling way east situation. I just don't. Like the Saints are just not good at football, and
Tinky.
If Purdy plays, it just like I don't know. They can win by 5, can't they?
The Niners?
Yeah.
Against the Saints? Absolutely.
If the Cardinals can, the Niners can.
There's no question. I feel like honestly very similar games.
Right. So I guess I would say wait to see what Purdy like. Wait to see that he's playing for sure. Um, yeah, Kittle out. Like they're obviously their backup tight end isn't going to be as dynamic. Like Kittle's one of the best blockers, tight end blockers in the league, and obviously can rip you, catching the ball too. So that changes things. Niners off a win, Saints off a loss, Saints at home. So there's sort of a case to be made for the Saints, but like, I don't know.
Can the Niners win by 2 field goals on the road? Yes. Against this team? Yes. 2 field goals? Yeah. I think so.
Is it too good to be true, though? That's the question.
I mean, is it if it's like 12-6? Is that good? No. But is it the Niners winning by more than 4.5 points on the road? Yes. I think that's totally possible. I think they could do that easy.
Road favorites are tough. I don't like this, I guess. Not enough anyway.
Yeah, stay away.
All right. Yeah. Patriots at the Dolphins. Ooh. Both off stink burgers.
Stinky stink. Well, I mean, I think the problem with the Patriots is that people were expecting so much from Vrabel and it just didn't manifest. So.
Right. I go Dolphins 3, just a straight 3.
I went with a push.
Pick I don't remember what this one is. Dolphins opened at 2.5 and it's down to
1.5.
What is this? Get that out of 1.5. 1.5.
It's a tie.
All right, you're still up 4-2. That was a tie. So this makes sense in that. Okay, so Dolphins are favored, but not by 3. So the Patriots looked less bad last week, but didn't look great, and the Dolphins looked really bad. So the line sort of makes sense. Can the Dolphins win a home game? Probably, but is it going to be by 1 or 2 or 3 or 10? Who knows? I don't know how you predict this. Again, the Dolphins were so bad. Yeah. Like, is that going to continue? Like sometimes this completely falls off the rails and then McDaniel gets fired, or sometimes like they figure it out. Like week 1's tough.
I don't know, man. Did you see that press conference?
I saw part of it where he's like, week 1's the toughest because everyone has 6 months to prepare. Sometimes it's just really hard to do things well. But
he looked like a guy without any answers, unfortunately.
Like, well, he's just so weird too. Like, so his response is, like, what do you make of him?
I don't know. He's got that millennial hipster doofus thing kind of going for him, and it's all well and good, but just body language, just the way his whole demeanor. He's like, that team was cooked. He knew it was cooked, and he doesn't know how to uncook it, which is, you can't. Actually, when something's cooked, it's done.
That's true.
So I don't think he doesn't know how to fix whatever's wrong. So.
Do you prefer, as far as coach interviews, do you prefer an interview more like McDaniel or Eberflus?
I don't. Thank you. I don't need any coach interviews.
So, but
I prefer McDaniel. I prefer somebody who at least comes across as intelligent and knowledgeable, even if it's from an esoteric direction. Eberflus is a fucking boob. That doorknob over there has more to say about football than Eberflus. And I like the fact that it actually makes a ton of sense that Chicago landed on him and said, this is the fucking guy. You know who they could have interviewed and didn't? Kevin O'Connell.
Is he good?
Yeah, it's the fucking coach of the Vikings.
I know.
He's fucking great. He's a great fucking, and he's young. He'll be there for 20 years.
He did make some really good play calls.
Adjustments,
second half,
didn't lose his cool, and he looks so fucking normal on the sidelines. He doesn't look like he's going crazy. He doesn't look like he's fucking sad or beat down. Just looks like a normal fucking guy doing his damn job, like managing all this shit and just getting the job done. It's like, Eberflus looked like a fucking closed door. It's just Anyway, sorry.
All right, we both prefer the comedy interview over the
something fun, intelligent to say. Yes. Or the Belichick.
I guess who wouldn't prefer that? So What do you think here? I got no.
I don't care.
thoughts.
Honestly, neither of these teams are doing anything. I think the Patriots probably win.
I think it's a tie. Your pick'em line, I think, it nails, and I'm gonna say they're just gonna.
I mean, I could see this ending in like a 3-3 tie.
Okay, one other thing. So, did you see any of it of the
No,
Patriots game?
I didn't.
I wanted to kind of see how May played. Who did they play? Why am I blanking on this?
They played the Raiders.
Oh,
They
yeah.
lost by 20, or not? They Raiders scored 20. I think it was 20-13 or something like that.
Yeah. So Carroll's the savior in Vegas, huh? All right.
Yeah, 2013.
Jaguars at the Bengals. I was not close. Bengals 7.5.
Bengals by 3.
Oh, it's 3.5. It opened at 5.5. It went down to 3.5.
I mean, that's just all the. I hate to say this. I think the Jaguars might win this game.
That is nuts. I mean, that's basically kind of where it's going. I
Right?
mean, it opened lower than I thought, and it's still going the other way. So this is one of those that will tear you apart.
Yeah.
Like, the Bengals should still be a better team than the Jaguars. Like, but the line's basically saying they're equal, which is unbelievable to me. The Bengals defense played pretty well, and the Jaguars played a bad opponent at home, and now they're going on the road. I can't not like the Bengals here. The 3.5 again can be a little tricky versus the 3, but I can't not like the Bengals here. And here, like you said, this will be the survivor pick where everyone takes the Bengals
and then they lose. Yeah.
But I just can't, I still don't think the Jags are going to be good. I think they were good because they had a lot of time to prepare for week 1 against a bad opponent.
And I don't think Bryce Young is very good. Sorry, Bryce Young.
That's fine. And then you're going on the road. I don't know. Is Burrow not playing? What is going on with this?
I think people are just out on the Bengals. I think people are out on Zach Taylor.
Yeah. I don't know. So nothing. I mean, this just doesn't make sense to me. I
think it's a response to the score of the Jaguars game.
I'm gonna be a square, and I'm gonna go Bengals. How many stars do I want? 3.
Wow, ballsy. Give me the Jaguars for 1.
All right.
I have no. I don't have any faith in this. I guess it's 1 star, but I guess I don't know what either of these teams. And we've said that a lot. I've said that a lot. But this team, I don't think the Jaguars are going to be any good. But are they going to be that team that's better than all of the other bad teams? Maybe. I feel like that's their ceiling this year. So, yeah. And the Bengals, I just feel like this is the regime change. This team isn't going to be good until they blow out the coaching. And it's the Bengals, and the fucking Bengals owner is kind of I'll say old school. So I don't know. I don't see this trending until we see some shifts in the leadership structure there.
All right. We had one head-to-head last week, and you won it. So we got another head-to-head there.
Let's see.
All right. I got Bengals, and you got Jags. Okay. Panthers at the Cards. Now I see why the Cardinals over/under win total was high. They played 2 bad teams to start the year, and I think the NFC West plays all the
South,
the AFC South, which is
bad.
Probably going to be the worst AFC conference. Mm-hmm. So I mean, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, Cardinals hosting Panthers. I said Cardinals by 8.5.
7. Give them 7.
You're cooking me this week. I don't know what this one is, but
6.5.
Opened at 5 and went to 6.5. So you get that one. You're up 6-2, and there's 5 left. I need to run the table. Okay. We both said at least a touchdown, and it is not at least a touchdown. But it's moving up.
It's trending. Yeah.
I don't know.
I take the Cards here all day. I don't think the Panthers are very good. I think the Panthers were trucked by a intermediate Jaguars team, and the Cardinals are feisty and can throw with all. I mean, score with anybody. I feel like on the right day. I don't know what kind of coach Gannon is, but I think the Cards by 7 or 6.5. Ton of sense. That makes a ton of sense.
That's fair. I mean, the Cardinals have kind of been one of those teams that when they should win handily, they don't or they lose, sort of a thing. So I'm kind of going to go the other way just because it seems so easy. I mean, the Panthers got smoked by the Jaguars, right? And like no one's expecting the Jaguars to like make the playoffs or anything like that. So I don't know. Like I like this is totally a Dana pick right here. I like the Panthers. 6.5 can be a lot.
Yeah.
The Panthers need to play better. The Cardinals gotta win. Might be kind of, like not motivated to play a really bad team. This is a really good spot. The same sort of thing happened, I think it was last year. Panthers, like week 2 or 3, Dalton came in and played as quarterback, and they upset like a decent team.
Yeah.
And he threw for like 7 million yards.
Yeah, unexpected.
I like the Panthers, and I'm going 2 stars.
I'm gonna stay away from
Staying
this.
away?
Yeah, just only because Kyler Murray can also the Cardinals can also be dog shit.
Yeah.
They just I mean I don't. There's not enough consistency there for me to say, definitively.
Yeah. Again, there's a lot of ways to cover plus 6.5, so they don't even have to play that well, and they can still get it.
Yeah.
So there you have it. All right, we got 5 left. Broncos at the Colts, the battle of the horses. I said Broncos 3 on the road.
I went opposite. I went Colts giving 3.
I do not remember what this is.
Denver by 2, maybe.
All right, open at
2.5.
Denver 3.5, and the
2.
most consistent is 2. So Broncos 2. I got one.
Yeah.
Okay, so why are the Broncos favored when the Colts played better in week 1? Well, Broncos do have a very good defense. I think they probably have a better coach. I think they definitely have a better quarterback. It didn't show last week.
Nope.
But I think the people expect Daniel Jones to come back down to earth. Week 2, Broncos didn't play good. They have a reason to play better. Makes sense why the Broncos are favored, but not quite a field goal. I mean, the Broncos should I think the Broncos should be able to win by a field goal.
Yeah.
I don't think they're super impressed by their week 1 performance. I think they should have played better. Do I like it enough? Yeah, I do. I think I'm going to be surprised if the Colts win this game. Yeah, I mean, maybe the Broncos pull it out at the end by 1 or 2 and they don't cover, but I definitely like the Broncos. I feel like they should win this game.
Give me the Colts. I'll take the Colts, but for 2. I like the Colts kind of sneakily coming into the season. I thought Steichen, again, his performance with Gardner Minshew 2 years ago impressed me. And, they were competitive. They lost the last game of that season, missed the playoffs to the Texans, but they were competitive. I just think he knows what he's doing. And I'll point to that season as evidence of that. So maybe he can get just enough out of Daniel Jones to be somewhat decent this year. I like the Colts.
All right, we're both going 2 stars, but we're opposite. I'm going Broncos. Josh was going Colts. If Daniel Jones carves up the Broncos defense, I will be the most surprised person on earth. So we'll see how that goes. Okay. It is a home game, though. Maybe I'll drive down to Indy and take it in.
We'll see. I think heavy emphasis on the run game here for the Colts and a lighter touch with Daniel Jones, probably, but we'll see.
All right. Eagles at the Chiefs. I said Eagles by 1.
I got Chiefs by 1.5. Giving 1.5, and I think you're right.
Yeah, I think I nailed this one. It could have moved, I guess. Opened at Chiefs 1.5 and jumped to Eagles 1.
Yeah.
So nailed it.
Yes.
So the Eagles, I do believe the Eagles are a better team. I do believe they are healthier. Worthy's out. Rashee Rice is suspended. The Not that Mahomes can't really throw it to anyone. Like Hollywood Brown had a decent game. Schuster's is serviceable. Who else? Who's their number 3? I mean, they got Tyquan Thornton. So like they have some options. Obviously, you'd like Rashee Rice and Worthy to be available because that makes them a lot better. So this is the Eagles are the better team, but the Chiefs need a win at home after losing week 1, and they have a little extra rest, and they want revenge on the Eagles from the Super Bowl. So Eagles barely favored makes sense. If you had it right and then it moved, you can make a case either way that it's a field goal game. I mean, I don't know. Do the Chiefs have enough to win this game?
No.
It's got to be Mahomes if they do. It's just going to be one of those games where can Mahomes be a unicorn or not?
Yeah, and he has been, but I don't think so. I would give me the Eagles here for 3. I think the Eagles.
Yeah, all right.
I think we've seen the end of the Chiefs dynasty. It is sunset. So
it's fair.
Yeah.
I am sort of biased towards the Chiefs sometimes. I just like them more than pretty much any other non-Chiefs fan because people just don't like teams that win a lot, and for some reason Mahomes rubs people the wrong way. But I don't know. I think this is fair, and I could see the Chiefs pulling it out, but I also think the Eagles.
I just think they're the better team now.
Yeah, it's fair.
I would think that just coming out of week 1, I feel like, again, I think the Ravens are the best team. They just are not. They just beat themselves too much. But I think Eagles are number 2. I think they've got sterner stuff than the Bills do. Josh Allen aside, yeah, I do like the Eagles. I don't even know where I put the Chiefs right now in the NFL cosmology of who's good, but the Eagles are better.
So Worthy dislocated his shoulder. I don't know. It's not season ending, but I have no idea if it's going to be 2 weeks or 2 months. And then Rice is probably suspended
is he back yet? I don't know. He's on my fantasy team.
I don't think he's back yet. I don't know if he's out for 3 weeks or 4 weeks or what it is. So I think the Chiefs will be fine in the long run, but this is a tough spot for them with the injuries week 2. But again, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. They do have a little chip on their shoulder, and they need a win more than the Eagles. Home game. We'll see. All right, we got 3 left. Falcons at my Vikings.
Woo! So we should just stop now because we have the exact same 3 picks. They're the same. Vikings, Texans, Chargers.
All right.
We're same.
Let's do it. I'm fine with that.
We tied the last 3.
So for those of you who can't see what I'm doing, so we both picked Vikings 4.5, Texans 2.5, and Chargers 3. So Vikings hosting Falcons, Texans hosting the Bucks, and Raiders hosting the Chargers. So tie. And let's just go through the lines real quick.
Nailed the Vikings. Look at that. 4.5 for Genius.
Opened at 5, went to 4.5. So I think the Vikings are a better team top to bottom. I think the quarterback situation's maybe a wash. I just don't know. So. Well, it's one game though, right?
I know, but dude, it's not just one game. They were down and his face was in the fucking dirt. And he came back, I'm talking about McCarthy, and put up 2 fucking passing touchdowns to win that game. I don't know. It's just in his first game, nationally televised. That guy's got grit, man. I don't think there's a question. He's better.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, obviously, I think that just because I don't think Penix is quite the answer, but I think I'm maybe being too hard on him too. It's not like he's played horrible. It just doesn't seem like he's a franchise quarterback to me.
And I like the coaching situation better in Minnesota too, especially for a young quarterback.
So was Penix same draft as Williams and McCarthy too?
Shit. that draft or the draft before, because remember he had a huge injury um, situation.
Got to be careful when you're typing Penix. They were not in the same draft class. So Penix was 2024. That's not right, is it? AI is broken. It said they're not in the same draft class, but then it said they're in the same draft class.
They are.
So that would be crazy. What if Penix is even better than Williams?
I mean, at this point, I don't think there's any question that he's the one will go down as one of the worst number 1 overall draft picks in the history of the game.
All right. We'll see. Okay. Falcons lose one at home. Vikings win one on the road. It's the whole, like, are the Vikings motivated to win this game after, they came off a huge high, emotional high, Monday night, short prep week. Falcons blow it at home to the Bucs. I think there's going to be a lot of too much optimism on the Vikings after seeing week 1, when really the motivation factor is going to be higher on the Falcons side. But again, I do think the Vikings are very well coached, and I think they can kind of get around some of that. But very fair line. I don't have an opinion. So how about you?
I mean, I like the Vikings here. I think this is a lock.
What are you going?
Yeah. I mean, give me Vikings for 2 stars. Wow, I've got a lot of picks this week. A lot of ways this can go wrong. I'm sold. I'm sold on O'Connell, and I think if you've got the right guy in charge at the top, could be a lady. I don't know, right person at the top, you're going to do better than I don't know. Look at the Steelers. Look at the Patriots. Well, Belichick was there for most of his run. Look at where Andy Reid has done. If the right guy is in charge, you're going to win more often than not. And I think the Vikings have the right guy in charge. So,
all right. Vikings 2 stars for Josh. Okay, Bucs at the Texans.
Ooh, could be a good
both
game.
Guess Texans 2.5, and it is
2.5.
Dude,
we
nailed
it again.
I mean, some of the. I mean,
So
if you're watching this and you're thinking, come on, dude, like 2.5 is a weird line. Like, how do you get that? I mean, it seems difficult, but if you think about it, like, are there 2 teams in the NFL that sort of are very equivalent, more so than the Bucs and Texans? I would say not really. And then the Bucs just played a little bit better last week, so you don't give it 3. Like it makes a lot of sense. So,
I agree. Should be a good game though. This is a game matchup of what I believe will be 2 playoff teams. The Texans underwhelmed last week, and the Bucs they got some holes. I don't know. They're not the Eagles. Do you know what I mean? But that doesn't mean they can't beat anybody in the NFL any given Sunday. But they could also lose because they do stupid shit. So, good game.
This is another one of those. Bucs pull off the last minute victory. Texans lose on the road. So now, you've got a team off a loss, a team off a win. The team off the loss is coming home. They need a win. That's the whole motivational factor situation. Do you buy into that or not? It's tough when the Texans scored 9 points and just didn't look probably
really poor.
Look very good, but they also held the Rams to 14. I do think this is a spot where you can't start 0-2. I think the Texans get this one. And with it being under 3, I think it's worth a pick. I like 1 star Texans.
I agree with all of that. It's all fair. This would be a fun game to watch. And Monday night doubleheader. So this is a Monday night football game. So it's the next one. And your Vikings get 2 national games in a row.
I know. It's weird. We were just talking about that at the old, the kids' bus stop with another parent. And we were wondering, like, is it kind of random primetime games, or is it more like they're trying to play up matchups and whatnot? I don't really know the answer.
I believe it is some of the placement is strategic in terms of matchups, right? And I think based on prior year performance. So because the Vikings had such a good record at 14-3, they get some nationally televised games.
Makes sense.
A preponderance of nationally televised games. Whereas the Panthers probably not going to be back-to-back national games.
Yeah, they'll get like a Thursday game or something.
Probably a throwaway Thursday game for sure. They might end up on Monday night, but you're not going to have them Monday night and then Sunday night. You know what I mean? Or Thursday night and Monday night and then Sunday. You know, that's just not going to happen. The Panthers.
All right. So you won the week, obviously, because you were up 6-4, and we tied the last three. But so we got one game left here.
Yeah.
Chargers, Raiders. We both said Chargers by 3 on the road, and it is
3.5.
It went up to 3.5. That's fair. I mean, we're both very close. The Chargers looked really good.
Yeah.
Week 1, like they could be really good if they keep playing the way they do. I mean, Herbert's a stud. Harbaugh's obviously a good coach. Like,
wait, can we pause on? Is he?
Is
Harbaugh a good coach?
I don't know. He made the Super Bowl in like what was it, 2 years?
10
in the
years ago.
league?
Yeah. So he was 10 years ago, but now he still signs to win. So I don't know. Like, I don't want to.
Yeah.
I just don't feel that's getting enough coverage. I know Michigan got the, lumber dropped on him with all the penalties and shit for good reason. But he didn't start winning until they started doing that. So I don't know. I loved Harbaugh. It sucks. I really think it sucks. And maybe he's a good coach, but also maybe he needs to steal signs to be a good coach now. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Okay, Chargers came off a big win in Brazil. They beat the Chiefs, who were the defending AFC champs. Looked really good.
Yep.
The Raiders also won their first game, but now the Chargers go true road game against the Raiders, who are well coached as well. And I think 3.5 is going to be a lot. So, man, I'm giving out a lot this week. But like, I can't not like the Raiders as a home dog when it's more than 3. So I'm going Raiders 3.
I just don't have any faith in the Raiders as an organization. I'm going to stay away from this. I think the Chargers are going to win. I think it'll be somewhat handled, to be honest.
Yeah. All right. So we kind of got long-winded here. I'm not going to go through. We have a lot of picks. If you want them, you can go back through and check them out during the video. So I'm going to lose my breath if I go through all these picks again. And we went longer than we normally do. So we're going to cut it there. We got Commanders, Packers tonight. We got Bucks, Texans Sunday night, I'm assuming.
Yes.
And then Chargers, Raiders Monday night.
Bucks, Texans Monday night. Chargers, Raiders Monday night. Vikings, Falcons Sunday night.
That's right. There's 2 Monday night games. Get ready for it. All 4 of those primetime games are less than 5-point spreads, so they should be good games. One other thing, just to touch on real quick. So I don't think many people lost out of their Survivor Leagues week 1. So the biggest favorites were the Eagles. They won but did not cover. Washington won and covered. Cardinals won and covered. Bengals won but did not cover. Broncos were right on the line at 8-1. So all of the biggest favorites won. So Survivor Leagues, everyone's alive. Week 1 wasn't the disaster week, but we'll see how week 2 shapes up. There's always overreactions. So get your popcorn ready and watch some football tomorrow night and Sunday and 2 on Monday night. Go Vikings!
Go Bears.